and welcome to your messages for the week. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me and the work and the joy that I have from this YouTube channel, Deborah Jane Sutton, or from my Facebook page, Deborah Jane Sutton, or from my website, deborahjanesutton.com. So I am easy to find. If you're looking for more free content, then you can go to my blog page on my website. I'll put a link in the description, and you can also have a browse around this YouTube channel, because there are sections on lessons in awakening. There are sections on self-healing techniques, not just information. It's you do the work, right? So it's like workshop videos, if you see what I mean. There's also interviews and other things. So have a good browse around. Let's see what the cards want to tell us this week. Today is Sunday, the 3rd of April, 2022. And if you haven't already seen the video, the messages for the month of April, which I did on the 1st of April, I'll put a link in the description and the video in the end screen, because it was a super passionate, shall we say, video. Okay, I got really quite emotional through it, but a very passionate message coming through for us all in this month of April, in this energy of Aries, I should say. Okay, so let's see what messages there are for this week. Thank you, and thank you. Any others? Let's see. Yeah, last time there was only 2, which was a bit of a surprise, and it looks like this time there's only 2 again. So that's interesting, a little interesting turn of events. You might think it will mean I will talk less, but I'm not sure whether it does. So yeah, we only got 2, but they are a lovely 2. So I'm going to dive straight in. Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is Major Arcana, and it's basically, traditionally, it's about going your destiny. It's about your destiny, but it's also about like rolling with the punches and realizing that everything is happening for a reason, realizing that there is a higher power. I want to say realizing that you are that higher power. So yes, I often think that this chart looks a bit like our birth chart, and I always recommend people look at their birth chart. I often recommend that people get their birth chart read, which would be great, and there's loads of qualified astrologers out there to do that, but also maybe learn to read your own yourself. I say that because that's what I'm doing, and I think one of the most powerful things about our birth chart is the North Node. Okay, now I am no expert in astrology. Okay, I am not an astrologer. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. But I am just, on a needs to know basis, learning about myself, because I think that's what this journey is all about. I think that's what our destiny is all about. It's about self-realization. Who are we at soul level? What do we come here to do? What do we come here to express? And how did we come here to be? Okay, and the more you know about yourself, the better. And your birth chart is a fantastic place to start. And there's a North Node and a South Node. The South Node will be opposite on the chart to your North Node, and your North Node will be in a particular zodiac sign. Okay, so it won't be your sun sign. It won't be the one that you're used to, the one that you identify with probably. But whatever qualities that zodiac sign has will be super relevant to where your soul wants to head in this lifetime. Also, the North Node will be in a particular house. We have 12 houses, okay, and each house relates to different areas of your life. So you put all of that information together, you put all of that energy together, the zodiac sign and the house, and knowing that your North Node is the direction that your soul has chosen to go in. The opposite side, you've got your South Node, which is where your soul has been comfortable. It's the experiences your soul has had in previous lifetimes or in this lifetime as well. It's what you're naturally good at, but it's what you've been doing. You don't really need to keep doing it. Your soul, we incarnate in different times for different experiences. We are everything. We have been everything. You know, we've been the victim, the perpetrator, we've been rich, we've been poor, we've been male, we've been female, you know, we've been black, we've been white, we've been all sorts of things, you know, we've been everything. And it's important to tap into all of that, because that's how we're going to love everything, find the divinity in everyone and everything. That's how we can do it, by relating to it, okay, rather than judging it and resisting it. Oh God, it's really all quite deep already, isn't it? But the point is, your south node is basically where you're coming from. It's your comfort zone. That's what I want to say. It's your comfort zone. And your soul has chosen to get out of that comfort zone this lifetime and to move into your north node, which when you first learn about it will seem quite challenging, especially, you know, maybe if you're younger. I can only speak for myself really with the experience of it, but I'm only finding this out now, and I think this is the kind of thing that needs to be taught in schools. So anyone out there homeschooling or, you know, doing any kind of workshops, I think the more people that understand their own birth chart, the better. So astrologers, please start doing your courses and everything for us to learn even more. Because I think that's the way forward now. It's a bit like with my healing. I'm moving away from actually doing energy healing into more helping you learn to heal yourself and teaching you the techniques so that you can do it for yourself. I think that's how we're empowering each other at this time. So definitely empower yourself by having a look at your birth chart. You can learn everything online, of course. You can learn everything on YouTube. It's amazing. But of course, you can also do paid courses. It's, you know, see what resonates with you. But the message with this card is to find out more about what you came here to do. Because then you will realize, because what I'm finding is that I'm inspired, and you'll notice from the videos that I've recently done with Liz Nagel, that I've been inspired to collaborate and to listen more to other people, shall we say, and to look at different points of view. And I already had that inspiration before I then looked at my birth chart and saw that my north node wants me to do that. That is an example of something that my north node wants me to do. So I was just, it was, for me, it was lovely confirmation that I'm naturally going in the right direction to nurture my soul and to express my soul's desires. And we do that. We do naturally gravitate in the right direction. Of course we do, because when we've learned to follow our heart and we've learned to follow our passion, which was the message for the month of April, and when we've learned to do what we enjoy, what we love, and to share it with others, then that is our divine path. And so we do naturally sort of go in the right direction, even if you've never read your birth chart, and even if you've never had a soul reading with me, because of course the soul readings that I do, which are now included in my energy readings with the cards, the soul readings also give you some idea as the direction that your soul wants to go in, the gifts and skills and strengths and characteristics, I want to say, that your soul wants to express and experience with others. Knowing that information, of course, can really help you understand more of who you are and give you that little confirmation and push to go in the right direction, which your divine inspiration will be naturally taking you in anyway. So very often when I do a soul reading for people, they will often say to me, yeah, I love doing that, or I really enjoy doing that, you know, and I'm like, well, that's because you're meant to be doing it. So it's never really a complete surprise. You know, I'm only reminding people, shall we say, what their human has forgotten. But that's definitely a message I'm getting with the Wheel of Fortune is, you know, get a soul reading. Learn more about your soul, what you came here to do, and what you came here to express, because that's going to take you in the right direction. That's going to take you where you want to go. But also it's your destiny. And a lot of people say to me, you know, some things, you know, we can't avoid. It's our karma. or our destiny, which way do you want to look at it? And other moments we're saying that you're creating your reality through the frequency that you are. So which one is it? Are we creating our reality through our frequency, which we have complete sovereignty and control over, or are there things going on that we can't avoid because they're in our destiny, they're our fate, you know? And it's like they seem quite different and quite opposites, but the way I look at it is that your destiny is to be who you are. And so expressing who you really are, and following that joy, it goes hand in hand, because, you know, the creating your own reality through creating the frequency within you, you know, if you're going to follow your joy and follow and create that passion and that love that's coming from doing what you love, right? You can't generate a passion about something that you're not interested in. You can't generate passion about a job that, you know, is not resonating with you. So it is about following your heart, and doing what you're good at and doing what you enjoy and all those things, because that is your fate and that is your destiny and that is what you came here to do, if that makes sense. And yes, there might be adversities on the way. Of course, that's why I started off by saying you have to roll with the punches, because there might well be some adversity along the way. But it's really important to understand from a soul level that you have chosen this lifetime. You've chosen your parents, you've chosen this lifetime, and you've kind of collaborated with other souls, especially your family, you know, your immediate family, and you'll know the friends that have come into your life for a reason, you know, even if it's just been for a season, it's been for a reason, right? And you've chosen it all, and you've agreed. And I think that really helps you overcome adversity. I really do, because if you can look at some adversity in your life, if you look back in your life at some situation that upset you, that triggered you, that you know, caused you grief, sadness, anxiety, whatever, you know, if you can look back and think, well, okay, the perpetrator, the person causing me the problems, okay, you are the creator of your own reality. So if you can choose to believe, remember, our creative power lies in our ability to choose our beliefs. You could choose to believe, because the belief that you have that that person has done you wrong and you were a victim, and you know, they weren't nice people and you suffered at the hands of them, right? That belief is giving all your power away. It's also not a nice feeling. It gives you a feeling of emptiness, lack, limitation, control. I mean, all those consciousnesses that we don't want. You can look back at the perpetrator, whoever it is. It could be a family member, it could be a relationship you had, and you can choose to believe that at a soul level you actually agreed all of this. And this is actually one of the things that Dolores Cannon says in her teachings as well, and other people as well. So I always imagine conversation going on with the soul, and I've talked about this in my video, The Path to Forgiveness. So I'll put a link in the description and the video in the end screen, The Path to Forgiveness. Because if you can imagine the conversation going on, it's like, okay, so let's go and incarnate together again. And these are your closest souls, okay? The souls that love you the most, right? And you could have a soul that's going to come in and say, look, we know that we grow through adversity. Adversity is our springboard to enlightenment. You know, we know that we grow through grief. I've just done videos on those titles. But we know that we wake up, don't we, through adversity, and we step into our own power and our strength. So these souls that love us so much agree to create the adversity for us. Okay, and instead of being afraid of it, because we know that's how we grow, and we know that we need to learn to love ourselves and be sovereign, then we can then say, wow, will you do that for me? You're going to incarnate with me, have a relationship with me, treat me like shit, or do something really horrible, okay, so that I can learn to wake up and so that I can learn to love myself. Will you do that for me? Yeah, sure, I'll do that for you. You know, wow, that's a sign of love on the soul side, you see. And they can then, if they agree, to play the baddie, in your life. So they agree to play the baddie in your life, and you get to evolve. It could be a massive trauma, or it could be just a little trauma, right? But whatever it is, you're going to spend whatever percentage of your life trying to overcome it, aren't you? You're going to try and overcome that, whatever the trauma was, whatever the trigger was, however great or small. You're going to spend a lot of time soul searching and digging deep into your spiritual reserves, trying to work out, why have I had this situation? Why have I, and it could be something that your soul has given yourself. If it is an illness or something, or it could be, some kind of illness or some kind of some obstacles, obviously, we create ourselves. It could be some kind of accident or something. But very often there is a perpetrator, which I have to put in inverted commas because, of course, they're the soul that loves you the most. So you could have a life whereby you've got people you think are perpetrators and people you think who are absolutely lovely and they're the goodies in your life. But actually, from a soul level, they all love you just as much. Okay, because it's like, okay, I'm going to incarnate with you and I'm going to be your best friend and I'm going to love you and I'm going to help you and support you in all that you do, and I'm going to play the goodie in your life. Okay, we need these people too, of course. But my point is, there's no good and bad. They're all souls that love you, that have agreed to help you on your path. And if anything, the adversity probably woke you up to your own divine power more than the loving one. So actually, when you look at the world like that and you choose, it's a choice. You can choose to believe that. I choose to believe that. So then I can look at all these people that I think, or I thought, past tense, did me wrong. And I'm like, hey, thanks. And now I can look back with love and gratitude. Love, gratitude, and understanding as to why I went through these experiences and the people that co-created with me for my benefit, so that I would learn, so that I would grow, so that I would learn to love myself, which is the biggest gift ever. To learn to love yourself. Give yourself that gift. And therefore I can look back, my heart expands with love and gratitude for everyone and everything, because I choose to look at it from that perspective. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope that makes sense. The other card is the Queen of Wands, and she's my witch card now. I think of her as a witch because she's got the black cat, which typically are considered to be unlucky, but of course she doesn't care about that. She just loves her cat, right? And I think the wand, I mean, it is a wand, which is fire, transformation, and action in the physical world, of course, but it does look a little bit like a broom the way she's holding it. But the other reason that she's like a witch is because she's passionate, she's fiery, she gets things done, and she follows her own guidance. She's a no-nonsense person. She's a no-nonsense person. She follows her own guidance. That's another reason I called her the witch. And I think I've said it before that, you know, the witches were hunted in the old days because they couldn't be controlled, they couldn't be manipulated, they couldn't be coerced into things, because they followed their own guidance and they created their own healing, self-healing, and potions from flowers and plants and things. So those of us that are doing that now, you know, we really are witches in the most beautiful sense of the word. You know, it's only the society that gave the word witch a negative connotation. If the definition of a witch is someone that follows their own guidance, uses their psychic abilities, taps into their highest intuition and lives from it, then they don't need anybody else outside of them, and they certainly don't need anybody governing them. They're completely living in their own sovereignty, and they know how to let their hair down and have a laugh. And have fun and love and dance, and things like that. So that's what this card is saying. It's saying on the heels of this one, find out who you really are at soul level, and then go and tap into that, tap into those characteristics, tap into those strengths. Do where your strengths lie. Okay, knowing what you're good at, and then do more of it. you know, without focusing on the money, focusing on the joy, focusing on keeping that vibration as high as possible. And this card is coming to say, follow your intuition on everything in your healing. You know, it might even be something like herbal teas. I've got all these different herbal teas, and I mean, I used to sway test, you know, which tea do I need this morning, but now my intuition will tell me. I'm like, okay, look at them all, and I just take a deep breath, and I'm like, which one do I need this morning, or which one do I need the most this morning? And then I just take that one. I don't need to listen to anybody else. You can read online that this tea is really good for these symptoms, and the properties of this tea is this. You can find out about it all, and you can choose with your mind which tea you want for what ailment, or you know, what qualities you want to benefit from. And you know, that's obviously, you know, we can use our mind as a tool in that way. I've talked about that before, but you can go a step further and just take a deep breath and see which one you resonate with the most. Sway testing it, I'll put a link into my sway test video as well, for anyone that's new to my channel, because people that are not new to my channel all know about sway testing. But you can then get that guidance from yourself. What supplements do you need? Do you need any supplements? What foods do you have allergies to, intolerances to? You know, you can find all of this out yourself by sway testing, and just taking a breath and feeling into, you know, you put your consciousness on something, and then if you expand, it's good for you, and if you contract, it's not. I'm not going into detail on that one now. I'll put the link into the video, but that's the beginning of how to get your intuition heightened to a stage whereby you can just think about a food item and your body will tell you through the expansion or the contraction whether it's good for you or not. So you don't even need to listen to well-intentioned people who are telling you about what to eat and drink and do and everything else. And that's what she's done, you know, as a highly intuitive person, and totally in her sovereignty. She really is. So she doesn't need to listen to the guidance of others, although obviously we can still listen to guidance from others, because if someone says something and our heart expands, obviously that means that that's good guidance and our inspiration. We can be inspired, can't we, by those outside of us? We can be very inspired. And if when we're listening to their advice, our heart expands, then we know. Not sure what happened there. I think I lost connection for a while, so I hope this continues over seamlessly. So just in conclusion, we were talking about the Queen of Wands as being a witch and somebody who didn't need to be governed by anybody else. So I think the more you find out about who you are and get going with doing what you came here to do, I think that puts you in a position to then be more powerful and be able to follow your intuition more clearly, so that you can stand in your sovereignty, and know and make answers for yourself, find the answers and the guidance for yourself, coming from within you. So yes, a powerful message, powerful reminder this week, the importance of self-realization, the importance of sovereignty, and the importance of following your intuition. I think that's the best way to conclude it. So if you wanted more free content, then check out my blog page on my website. I'll put a link in the description, and you can also sign up to my monthly newsletter. I also often offer freebies and free readings and things like that as well. So I'll put a link into my website whereby you can sign up on my homepage to my newsletter. Also, of course, if you're on my homepage and you haven't already downloaded your free copy of my first book, Heal Yourself to Happiness, you can do that as well. That will automatically put you onto my mailing list. So if you haven't already read the first book, Heal Yourself to Happiness, it was an instant #1 bestseller in energy healing on Amazon. So if you're new to all of this, I highly recommend that. And if you want to dive deeper into the soul level work, which is what we've been talking about today, with understanding that we're all souls and the evolution of our soul, it really helps you accept other people, forgive other people, accept yourself, forgive yourself. These are massive spiritual lessons, I think. These are the steps that take you into the energy of love. So if you look at the map of consciousness, yes, I think looking at things from a soul level really does help you stay in that state of being, I want to say, the state of being of love and understanding. When you see other people where they're at on their journey and you love them exactly where they're at, and you can forgive them and understand them and accept all that is without judging whether it's good or bad. That's key, isn't it? So if you want to dive deeper into that soul level stuff, then I'll put a link in the description to my second book, Heal Your Soul, which you can purchase from Amazon. So hopefully that will help. So, wow, I'll also put a link in so you can book a private session with me, a private energy reading with me, where we can look at your soul reading and the gifts that you came here to experience and express, as well as do the cards and see where you're at this stage of your evolution journey, and what direction is best for you, and confirmation that you're on the right track, or some guidance if you're not. So lots of love to you all. Have a fantastic week. Take care. See you in the next video. Bye for now.